Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. God will do it for you. I hope everybody's having a great weekend so far. The weather's really nice out. Pretty sure you can see it. Looks really beautiful out. And I just want to do this quick video. And today I'm going to be talking about how God will make up the difference in our lives. My name is Steven. And as always, I'm going to get straight to the message and explain exactly what I mean by God will make up the difference, because I've seen it too many times in my own life, and then I'll also refer to scripture as well, where there's more than one example of him doing so, but just the two that a lot of people are familiar with. That way it can stick to you and resonate with you, and you can be able to utilize it in your faith when it comes to believing when you just don't understand, or there's nothing more that you can really do. And so what I mean by when I say God makes up the difference is, let's say, for instance, this is the way I usually see it. So with me being self-employed right now, I may earn not as much as I want to earn one day, but I won't worry, because I'll say to myself, God knows what I need, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be made up the next day, or maybe even an hour or two from at that point. I may get small orders, and all of a sudden one giant order makes up for the hours that I didn't make as much. And so that's what I mean by God will make up the difference in your life. Whether that be a skill set, you're like, hey, I have this skill, I'm really good at this, but I don't have this and this. Well, God's not asking you to be everything. God, in my opinion, he loves to show himself that he can do exactly what he says he can do. And he loves, in my opinion, to be utilized, through prayer and through faith. He loves to show people that he is real. It's unfortunate we can't see him, but if we see him, then we'll be dead. But he loves to show that he truly is real. I mean, he's definitely real. You'd have to explain supernatural things, and some may say it's luck or coincidence. No, it's just the timing is too perfect, and that's just what God does. His timing is impeccable. And it's just something that you'd have to really prove otherwise, which there's just no other way. And that's why he does things a particular way, so that way nobody can get the glory of what he does. And so let's say another example. I was helping a friend out. Excuse me, this is Wasp looking like he wants to come in here. All right, just wanted to make sure I was good to go. But there was a family friend that was in need, and I was like, okay, well, I got no problem bringing you to my place for a little bit, and I can feed you. It's literally flying all around me. I'm not gonna cut this out, because I think you might just find this comical. But I was like, I usually buy a large pizza for me and my son, and it's enough to carry me over to the next day. I said, if I feed this person, it's all gonna be gone in one day, but I'm still going to go about and do it. So I got the large pizza. At the time, it was a little tight, so I didn't really feel like buying anything more when I'm doing a good deed. So I get to the pizza place, and the person's like, hey, I don't know, I just made you an extra large. And the extra large had double the amount of slices on it. So that's what I mean by God will make up the difference. He wants you to do what you are able to do, and then you leave the rest up to him. Don't try to figure it out. Don't be like, what, this and that. Don't overextend yourself. That's where this Bible comes into place. And I love putting my expectations on God, because he's never let me down. That's just how you have to have faith in him. It's so easy for people to say, I love God, I believe in him, blessings, this and that. But when it comes down to really having faith in him and believing in him, that's where people get challenged. Because when he tests you, it's going to be no joke. It's going to put you in a scary situation, and where he's going to be sitting there asking you, I thought you trust me. I thought all this and that you praise and worship me and give me thanks. Your pastor does a good job making you feel good and feeding your spirit. But do you really believe in me? Do you believe that I will really take care of you? So in scripture, where it talks about this one, I'm just going to look at two particular stories that we're all famously known. Like I said, I'm in 1 Kings chapter 17, and that's where it talks about how Elijah is going to the widow in Zarephath, and how she's at her last dollar. You know, she's got the last little container. She got a little bit of oil, a little bit of flour, and she's going to make that for her and her son. And then she just planned on just kind of, you know, that's it because of the famine. But all Elijah needed her to do, which he had already gotten the blessing from God, was to move in faith and do what she could do. So she did what she could do. She grabbed all the containers that she could find or borrow, and the oil only ran out once the containers were exhausted. So again, God made up the difference. All God needed her to do was move in faith and believe, and he showed. Another story in the Bible. We're going to jump to Matthew chapter 14. And that's where it talks about how Jesus feeds the 5,000 with a couple of loaves of bread and some fish. Now again, God didn't say, hey, I need you to make sure that you have food for everybody and that, you know, you're going to be in charge of capturing that many fish. No, God, all Jesus needed was what the people had, and he made up the difference. So those are just two small situations where we should be really familiar with that. And if you're not, definitely read those, you know, in Matthew chapter 14 and then also in 1 Kings 17. And I'm going to also put that in the description. That way in your leisure time, you can check those out. But really, like if your bills are tight and you know you're doing all that you can, you know there's only but so much overtime that you can work, you know there's only but so much of whatever you can do, then that's where you turn to God and say, God, this Bible, you've done it before. You can do it for me. I need your help. I need you to make up the difference. And just watch how it comes in. There's no telling how it will come in. There's no telling when. There's no telling. But I guarantee you will be all right at the end of the day. And that's the great thing about God. That's the thing about the God that we serve, is that he won't let us down. He won't leave us just out to dry and hang and for the wolves and, you know, defend for ourselves. He loves to help his children. But we also have to meet him halfway with doing our part and also having faith and believing in him to do so. It's really crucial. He makes up the difference. I see it every single day. You know, every single day, because again, I have to be out here every day making money. And when I'm like, well, it's raining and I really can't operate in this weather, and then all of a sudden the rain just stops and all of a sudden the orders are big and they're paying really good, he's making up the difference. He's like, I know you're going to miss out on an hour or two, but don't worry, this next hour, the third hour, you're going to make up for the first 2 hours, then plus your third hour. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to have that type of faith where you just don't worry. You know, if circumstances are looking a certain way, you're like, you know what? I cast all my worries and concerns onto the Lord, and I'm going to move about my day and continue to be productive. I'm not going to sit here and fester, what if, move in fear. You know, we can say the enemy does things. I do believe that the enemy gets in our mind and he makes us think negatively, but I also believe that we are in control of our thoughts for the most part, and that we can put forth the effort to be more positive, to look at the bright side of things, to utilize all the options that you can. You know, if something can't work out, let's say you need your car repaired, and if it's not repaired today, then your options are limited on as far as family activities. Well, utilize the family activities that you can do without the car. If there's a park nearby, like, hey, we're going to go walk to the park. May not be what you want to do, but it'll still be exercise for your kids. You might see some cool stuff scenic wise, whatever the case may be. Same thing, work hours are cut. I don't know how bills will be paid. Well, just go drive around your downtown, and I'm pretty sure you'll see enough homelessness that will make you appreciate what you got. And you're like, you know what? These bills might be a few days behind or this and that, but we have a roof over our head. We can click on this AC whenever we want. We have the ability to even get in this car and drive around. You know, we can eat 3 meals a day. All I'm saying is we have a personal choice to be positive. Hey, health issues. You know what? I'm not feeling my best. I'm having major surgery, this and that. It's not looking good, but I thank the Lord that I'm able to still be alive right now, because with me still being alive, that means there's still a chance that he can turn things around and tomorrow will be a better day. All I'm saying is that we have the choice to really look at the bright side of things, because I truly believe that when he sees us not festering on what isn't and what is, then he may give you some grace. He may give you some grace. He may bless you. I truly believe it. And I do truly believe that he makes examples out of people as well, just to show his children that, hey, this is what I could have did, but maybe they weren't appreciative of what happened. Or maybe they just tell everybody that they're a child of mine and they worship this and that, but they don't touch their Bible. Or they don't even get on their face and pray. They don't pray at all. So we have to do the intentional work. Every video that I make, I'm not making these videos to make people feel good. I'm giving you all the skill sets and things that God has put in my mind and my heart and my soul to help me get to where I am now. Because last year was crazy, especially the way someone did me. But the good thing is he turned all that around, and now there's forward movement in all areas of my life. So having faith in God and believing that he could turn things around is what turned it around. And now I'm having the same expectations. Now I'm looking forward to a prosperous year this year. The seeds are planted. The work is being done. I'm not sitting around here being complacent, because if you want something that you've never experienced, you're going to have to do things that you've never done before. You're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to work for it. If you want to live a financially free life, if you want to know what that feels like, you're going to have to work for it. And 40 hours a week ain't going to be enough. It's just not. It's not. It's not. We are all talented and skilled at something. We all have really excellent qualities about ourselves. You just have to figure out what it is so that you can be the best that you can be for God, for his kingdom, and for the people on this earth. Leaders lead by example. I can get into this with emotion and really tickle your heart, but it's like, when God blesses you and gives you the ability to see what he does out here, and he touches your life and this and that, he is basically trusting you that you can lead people no matter how many. It don't matter if it's just one person or many. He is trusting you with that authority to do the right thing, take the high road, to suffer, just like Jesus did. But at the end of the day, like I said in my other video, God does not want his children to fail. He actually wants us to succeed. He just does not want us to be weak-minded Christians. He doesn't want us to be just some regular old social media type of Christian. He wants us to be strong in faith, meaning he wants, when we talk the talk, we actually walk the walk, because we done been through it. Ain't nobody gonna be able to shake us, because we know who is over us. We know who's in authority. So when you're moving about life and some things ain't adding up, rely on our God, because he will make up the difference. But you have to believe it. You got to believe it. You got to walk in that confidence, like, God will make up the difference. I'm not going to stress about it. Even when it, you like, hey, I'm trying not to stress, Stephen. I'm trying not to stress, but this is for real. I'm like, I know it's for real. And the more you stress, the more he's going to sit there and let you stress. So you got to make a decision. Stress or no stress. I'd rather not stress and continue to go about my day. You may think about it in the back of your head, but don't stress about it. Stress about it, you'll sit there and be idle and be unproductive. It'll mess with your mood and all this and that. You'll sit there and keep talking about it over and over and over, like you can come up with some random solution all of a sudden. There ain't nothing you can do. There ain't nothing you can do. If there's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can do. And that's okay, because that's what God is for. We don't have to do everything. That's what he is for. He is to help us. So I'm going to stop the video here because the weather feels good outside. My son's sitting there wondering what we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to get to it. I think we're going to watch the new Godzilla movie later today and let him play outside or something. I don't know. I don't like to try to spoil him too much. Otherwise, he'll set the expectation like, I got to go outside every day. But again, you all keep the faith. Stay strong. Believe. And if you took the time to watch it to this end, I really appreciate it. Like, if you want to share, that'd be great. But you just watching the video is really feeding the king this page what it's gonna do for this area that I'm living in. Like I said, you know, anybody that donates anything is greatly appreciated. It's going to be used towards good out here. You know, even if you're not comfortable doing that yet, just know that your view is being counted towards YouTube's whatever. And in the future, when God decides to do whatever he wants to do with this page, you'll think back and be like, dang, I contributed towards feeding the homeless. I contributed towards giving scholarships to kids. I contributed towards giving a single parent. And I don't like to say mom because I'm a single dad. So it's like, you know, I contributed towards giving a single parent a vehicle. You know, I contributed towards whatever the case may be, a school that's just not getting anything, but they got a lot of students that would really benefit from it, and maybe you could do something for that school. Who knows? But this page will be a blessing. It will be. So until next time, y'all, have a good day.